it's a very introvert process to make an album, because you're in the studio, and I kind of found a few people that I was working with, but it was very much like a little bubble, and I think it needs to be that in to be able to really like be honest and express your like your deepest like feelings and emotions, but taking that out to a live situation, which is like the complete opposite, where it's like very extrovert, and releasing an album, releasing songs. I have learned so much, because I suddenly have to confront these songs with an audience and things that are very personal. So it gets like another life, and another energy gets boosted into it when I go out and play live, and actually find out that I can connect with people with these songs and these lyrics, and it's not just mine anymore, it becomes everyone's. I've always listened a lot to British music, and I think that has definitely influenced me a bit. And I also, the two main producers on the album are both British, and I think definitely it has influenced me. And I also think that on a few of my tracks there's a kind of very floating, kind of mellow, almost a little melancholic vibe, like Wolf and I and Perfection, and I think there's something about England, even though it's like London is a really fun place to be, but there's also a space to kind of just like lean back and make that kind of industrial sound, but still like comforting, and still like there's like a longing in it. It's really hard to tell what track I like the most on my album, because they all have such a special meaning, because they represent different persons for me, different times in my life and memories, and it's hard to pick one for the other. But I think it's like saying which of your friends or who do you like the most, your mom or your dad. They have different purposes and different meanings, and sometimes it makes more sense playing one song than another. I wrote White Nights in New York. I came from Denmark, which is the complete opposite of New York. We don't have skyscrapers and that kind of constant energy. And in the end, I just hadn't slept for a week because there was so much to discover and so many people to meet. And when you get to that state, when you live so much in your head, when you're like that kind of, when you're tired and overworked but still inspired, then everything starts to become a blur, and that can be really good for creativity, actually, when you just start, like, when there's no border between imagination and reality. I love New York because there's no place like New York, really, and I feel like New York suits very well the way my brain works. But White Nights is actually a term taken from the north. In the summer nights it never really gets dark, and you kind of lose the feeling of when it's day and when it's night, and it just keeps you going. I always feel that I get inspired from oppositions, and whenever I go to beautiful nature, like now I'm at the beach, even though I have some city right there behind me. That's actually the perfect scenario for me, because I can look out at the ocean and there's a moon, and then there's still some civilization. I like to be where things clash, because that kind of push and pull in me, and I feel like I somehow balance between those two. And every time I stay one place too long, if I stay too much in the city, I just start making songs about mountains. And if I stay too much in the nature, I just have to be carried away in an ambulance and go to a dance party.
Was following the eye, was following. I was following the pack, all swallowed in their coats, with scars of red around their throats, to keep their little heads from falling in the snow. And I turn around and there you go, and Michael, you would fall and turn the white snow into strawberries in the summertime. People keeping low, people searching for some other. But in my room, I hear the sound of trumpets leading me through the fear that keeps us in. We turn it up, we don't care what you say. We're coming up, we don't care what you say. We turn it up, we don't care what you say. We're coming up, we don't care what you say. Message to the world, can you feel the heat that's rising from the heights above the storm? Can you see the lightning's flashing from where I live? I hear their voices joining like trumpets through the fear that used to keep us in. We turn it up, we don't care what you say. We're coming up, we don't care what you say. We turn it up, we don't care what you say. We're coming up, we don't care what you say. If you're afraid, fear will only break your heart. If you're afraid, no walls will keep them out. We turn it up, we don't care what you say. We're coming up, we don't care what you say. This is the last song, thank you. Come on, we're coming up, we don't care what you say. We're turning up, we don't care what you say. We're coming up, we don't care what you say. We're turning up, we don't care what you say. We're coming up, we don't care what you say. Thank you so much. Hope you'll have an amazing festival. I'm Oland. Thank you so much.